Hey guys, thanks for watching. I've got problems with my pothos. You guys know it. Some places she looks okay, but then some places she don't. I'm in Florida, so it's pretty hot. You know, I thought, well, maybe it's just hot. And she's hot. Maybe the ceiling's hot, you know, or maybe she's got spider mites. Let me go treat her for that. That's a cutting from her. It's doing good. I've done everything. I've got the alcohol and the soap and the beneficial insects. I've spent a fortune trying to get her back healthy again. Because I just don't know what's going on. So now I think I might be looking at root rot. I've had her in the same pot, the same dirt for like 6 or 7 years. So I just don't know what's going on inside of her. And I think I might need to take a look at her root system and just see. I put some like rocks in a couple of my plants. I put some rocks in her, trying to keep my cats out of them. My cats like to poop in them. So I put the rocks in it, and I thought, well, maybe the rocks is stopping it from pushing out new growth. Maybe I'll take the rocks out of it. And the same thing with my other plant. It's very dear to me, and I've put rocks in it too. It's about 5 years old, and it's not looking good. That's a peace lily, and I'm gonna get the rocks out of there too and try to get it healthier, because it just doesn't look very happy and healthy to me. And it's not gonna be easy, because I really, really love this plant here, and I just don't want to hurt her. I don't want to take a loss. I know I'm gonna take a loss with her, but I don't want to. And I've, avoided doing this because I didn't want to take her down. She's been up there a long time, and she used to be, really happy, like I said, but she's not now. And it's obvious if I don't do something, if I don't start now, I'm gonna see a lot more foliage die off. I'm gonna see a lot more leaves die off, and eventually I'm just gonna have a dead plant, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take her down. I'm gonna take her down and try to save her. I'm gonna try to save as much of her as I can. I'm gonna take her out of her soil, change her soil, and maybe I can get her healthy again. She wants to be healthy. You can see she wants to be healthy. She's absolutely beautiful. But she does not feel good. Look at those leaves curling up. I'm telling you what, I just know she's got root rot. I just know it. I don't know what else it could be. I mean, I've done everything. Hear my crickets? They just sound so peaceful. Those guys, oh, they look so bad. Look at those. And I hung her. She's back in that right corner. I hung her like going across the roof that way. I think I'm gonna restring her coming out this way. So she's in the corner. I think I should string her running diagonal also, instead of back and forth like that. So I'm starting to take her down. I was trying to be super, super careful. It got dark on me, so I'm sorry the light's not that good, but you can see I'm I'm trying to get her down, and I'm trying to be super careful. I just didn't want to break any of her at all. I didn't want to lose even one leaf. All right, I need to speed it up because I'm working a little bit slow. So let me just get this sped up a little bit quicker because I'm going too slow for you guys. Whoops, I almost got a crotch shot there. Okay, here we go. All right, I've almost got her down. She really loved hanging on that light. So I took all the other ones and I kind of saved that strand for the last because she was attached. She was completely attached to that shade. So she liked to hang on that thing. She was also attached to my roof in some places. So there were places she really liked to, she was thriving. And that's her. I got her all down now. I haven't taken her out of her dirt yet, but I do have her down. I got the rocks out of the dirt. She is so beautiful. I love her so much.
I love you.
But she's sick. Something's going on. Let me empty her out and let's see what's going on with her. That's before I emptied her. There's her root system. That's the deadness. That's what I lost. And here's putting her back up. I've got her back up. That's all I have left of her. I lost about 50% of her. But I was able to propagate. So there's a lot of propagation going on. I'm going to be able to make a lot more of her. I've got like 2 full jars of cuttings. So I think that I'm going to be able to get quite a few plants off of her. So in the end, even though I did lose 50% of my plant, I think she's healthier and I think she's going to thrive and she's going to do a lot better. I'm running her in the direction I feel like she should be running in now, and yeah, I think she's going to do good. So I will update you guys soon, and thank you for watching. On and propagated her. She's pushing out a lot of new roots now from the cuttings I took. I was able to save about half of what I lost of her, so I only lost maybe a quarter, I guess. But what I thought I was going to do was I was going to leave 2 leaves on each stem, or 2 or 3 leaves on each stem. That way I could have like a full leggy plant to start with. But that didn't happen. Like, a root came at every node. Even that node wasn't in the water, it still pushed out a root. So I ended up having to like cut it down because I wasn't sure if I could plant it that way. Wasn't sure what if the roots would just like die, if that leaf would die. So I didn't want to take that chance. So I went ahead and just cut every leaf down into a single node, and like the bottom nodes I separated into its own pile, and then I left a leaf on every other one to plant. So I'm just cutting right now and separating the leaves from the single nodes, because the single node I'm still gonna plant, and hopefully they're gonna pop up. I know they will. They look so healthy. So right now it's a little timey process. So tried to speed up the video, but I was about as much as I could get it to speed up. So I'm still cutting. I still got a lot of new growth in there. It's so pretty. I just love to see them push out those roots. So I hate to cut it like that, but I am, because in the long run it'll be worth it. My mother plant, look at all those roots. Now that's a really bad leaf, but it pushed out so many roots. But my mother plant, it got spider mites, or it got root rot, or it got heat stressed. I don't know what happened to it, but the leaves started yellowing and curling and dying off. And I treated it for every problem that I mentioned. And I had to cut her back. I probably should have cut her a lot more than what I did. But I cut her back, and she's still in the same condition. She's still droopy and the legs that were sick. So I may end up cutting them all the way back too, if she doesn't straighten up in, I guess, maybe another month. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting on her, I am making more of her. So I'll have a lot more. And I've already made more out of her from a long time ago. So before she even got sick, I started propagating her. And I guess probably maybe 6 months ago or so. Maybe it was like the first time I cut one of her legs, then she got sick. I mean, I don't know if that was just a coincidence, but it was like when I cut one of her legs that was like hanging from my roof, I said, oh, I'll just cut this one and propagate it. And when I did, that's when she got really sick. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but I'm gonna have to make more. So I think I got all these cut. Like, I got a little cucumber out of my garden. Oh, I've never seen one like this. It's so cute. My first cucumber of the season. But all right, I'm gonna plant her. I'm gonna plant these cuttings in a terracotta pot. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because she's a really thirsty plant, and I want her to dry completely out. I don't want any kind of root rot issues with her. So I want her to completely dry out, and I want to know she's dried out. And when I do in terracotta pots, there's my little cuttings from the bottom, so I'm gonna just put them in dirt. But with my terracotta pots, I just like to, it tells me when my plants are really that dry before the plant has to tell me. So I've got my dirt, and I'm gonna just start sticking them in there. I'm looking for my little tools. I got a little miniature garden set, and I'm trying to find it right now. There it is. It comes with a little rake and 2 different size little shovels. It's pretty cute. Kind of handy. First time I'm using it, so. So now I'm just gonna make my little holes and put them where I feel like they'll go best. Like, that leaf didn't look like it wanted to stay right there, so I moved it back over, and it's falling better in that spot, so I like it there. And I just tamp it down after I plant it with a little rake. But then I figured out that once I started getting more in there, it was harder to get my little rake in there and tamp, because I was pulling out other ones that I'd already planted. So I just kind of went back to the old-fashioned way and tamped it down with my fingers. But the little tool set did come in handy for making my holes and messing around with my dirt. it let me get in there kind of good. Got a little bit more room to get some more in there. I'm going to try to pack it as full as I can. I want it to get really established before I move it up again. So it's going to live in this pot for probably about 6 months. I'll probably leave it in here about 6 months. And then I'll up pot her to another size, depending on how she's doing and how her roots are looking. I'm pretty much sure in 6 months she'll be ready to move up. I don't know though. She might want to stay in there a year. It'll just all depend on her and how I think she's going. So I think I can get a few more in here. I'm going to really crowd her up in here. I kind of went out of frame on you guys, but you can see what I'm doing. Just poking holes and planting it in my holes, tamping it down. Getting a pretty good full head. Some of the leaves might die, I don't know. That's why I'm putting a good bit in there. Some may die. I'm hoping they don't, but it happens. Did you see how many roots were on that one? Oh my goodness. I put her on the edge, so. Okay. Maybe I can get it back into the frame here so you can see. I think I'm almost finished. I've got some more left over, but I think I can put these off in like maybe a 3 or 4 inch pot, a smaller pot. I'm going to do that. So there she is. I need to top her off with some dirt now and water her down. Oh, I found another one that needed to go in. That was a pretty healthy looking leaf. So there she's watered all down. She's in her spot and she looks pretty. Getting some dirt off her leaves there, but yeah, she's going to be happy there for a while. I like her. Oh shoot, I almost spilled her. Okay, enough of this. This is my mother plant. I don't know if you remember seeing her, but see, she is going through it. These are the legs that may come off. I just may have to go ahead and take them off. I don't know, but lost a lot of her. I got a lot of healthy stuff. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and plant the other little guys up in the smaller pot. Let those roots get established pretty good before I move it, you know. I'm going to let it stand there about as long as the other one. It's pretty full. Looks good. And this one, I just put all the little nodes that didn't have leaves on them but had roots. I put them in there and I started poking them one by one and got a little impatient and thought, okay, well, what if I just throw them on top of the dirt and then throw some dirt on top of that, water it, get some good dirt, spray it. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. We'll see. It should. I don't know why it wouldn't. It's going to be super full when it does, though. It's going to be like really crowded. There's a lot in there. This one was like, I kind of experimented. It was only like maybe a 1 foot leg with no leaves on it, so I buried it in a circle in the pot. And it pushed out a couple of leaves, so I'm topping it off with some dirt. This one's some nodes. This was another one right here. Loud thunder, excuse my thunder. This was another one that I propagated off the mother. She's doing good. She's been in there about 6 months. This is another one of her babies that I propagated, and it is just thriving. It is so perky. It loves its spot. It probably loves looking at my handsome grandson. This is her now, right now. This is what she looks like. I did not want to cut off those legs. Like all of the leaves that were on it curled up and just died off, but I didn't want to cut them. But look at her now. She is so perky. She is just doing so well. Like she's pushing off so much growth. I mean, just blossoming with growth. And the legs that I didn't want to cut, look at that. I'm getting new baby shoots. I'm so glad I didn't cut them back. I almost did, but something in my gut just said, no, just give it time. Let it stay there. I didn't take all the dead leaves that were curling off. I didn't take them all off at one time. I took like 2 or 3 at a time. Look at the end of that. It shot a new little shoot. Now the longest leg over here, it's green. And it has not gave me a new shoot. And all of this, there's no new shoots in this, but the stem is still green. So I don't want to cut it off, you know. When I get closer to the base of it, to the base of the plant, as I get closer, then boom, I get a new growth and I get a new growth. So I really feel like this is still a very healthy leg, and I got to give it time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to give it time to heal itself and start pushing growth out on the empty areas of the plant where I thought that would stay bare forever. It's not gonna. We got new growth happening at every node nearly in some places, you know. So hopefully, you know, like within about a year, all of these empty nodes, maybe that they're gonna fill out, hopefully. I think they will. Look at that. It's just blossoming. This plant, whatever was wrong with it is happy now. She is super happy. I'm not giving up on those legs. I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to let her keep growing. I think that she'll fill herself back in. I really do. I mean, look at that. She's just growing everywhere. And I'm not sure if those are new leaves or if they're fillers that they plant. I'm not sure. I really think they're new leaves about to sprout open, but I could be wrong. I need to find out. I mean, I can't believe I don't know, but I don't know. I don't cut them off, though. I let them do their thing, and I can't really tell if they turn into leaves or if they just are like fillers, climbers. Maybe they turn into leaves because I don't see many anywhere else, so I don't know. I'll look it up. Somebody tell me in the comments. Look at the variegation. I mean, the variegation is so beautiful in this plant. For some reason, she started really putting out a lot of variegation, and her leaves are starting to get larger. Like, that's the biggest I've seen her leaves get. So hopefully her leaves will continue to get larger, and variegation keeps happening, and she stays happy. That's my goal. I'm so happy. Thanks for watching.